So what do you see is the problem with the projects that we're running in organisations now?
Well, first and foremost, many of the projects that we actually put in place are large transformational projects. So they're big, meaty, this is worth my time sorts of projects. And if they're strategic in nature or change-based in nature, they're often projects that the organization is not well equipped to actually do because they're busy with their operational day. To suddenly shift the focus away from the operations of the business to make these large strategic changes, to make these big transformational changes, is fraught with all manner of risk. And as a result, we see that large business transformations, and in fact, strategic execution, fails more often than it succeeds.
Looks great on paper. It looks great when you're delivering to the board. This is what we're going to do. It's going to be huge, transformational.
Absolutely.
And then Monday morning,
operational reality lands. All of a sudden, the day-to-day, the urgent and important, overwhelms all of that future-focused transformation that you're trying to undertake. And as well, you suddenly give these large transformational projects to people that aren't particularly equipped to do them. That's not what they do as a part of their normal working day. And so you expect them to do something they don't have time and attention to devote to it. You expect them to do something that they're not well skilled in doing. And you expect the business to continue the business of the business.
And quite often I can imagine they wouldn't know why they're doing it. It's not tied, for them, they can't see a direct link between the strategic intent and their role within that.
Absolutely. And so this is where you get into change management, the world of resistance that happens when all of a sudden you have large transformational projects that you plug your people into in indiscriminate roles, if you will. Suddenly uncertainty starts to set in. Why am I part of this large transformation? What's the impact on me? What's going to be the impact on my world? How might it change? And that's when you start getting the resistance to change that change management is all about dealing with. If instead they're connected to those projects, the projects connect them to purpose in a meaningful way, then they start to understand and attach certainty to them. When they start to see that purpose has meaning, then they have a desire to drive progress. And projects become an intentional way of doing that.
So whose purpose? Their purpose, or the organization's purpose, or the boss's purpose?
Ideally, what you want to create is shared purpose. So when you start to connect people with the business, purpose should be something that's shared. A successful business creates opportunity for the people that work in that business. Opportunity for people who work in the business creates an engagement that drives opportunity for the business. So you want purpose to be shared. Very specifically, you want it to be shared at a commercial level, because businesses are driven by commercial outcomes. Even organizations that aren't for-profit have an outcome that's commercial in nature, something that they're trying to deliver as an end result, as a product, if you will. Governments are there to drive a social product, if you will, so that's their commercial outcome. You want to have a shared strategic purpose. What is it that we're here to do, how are we going to do that? And then you want to have that individual shared purpose. How can I meaningfully contribute to where the business is going? How do I represent the business when I'm in front of a customer in a one-on-one interaction?
Large-scale change management, large-scale projects, it's like signing a death warrant. What's the alternative?
The alternative is to do smaller, hard-hitting, short-duration, single-outcome initiatives that are undertaken by a small group of people that are most connected with the part of the business that you want to improve or the opportunity that you want to develop. and do those consistently and persistently as a part of your operational fabric. So create a portfolio of projects that are of the highest strategic priority that you have the capacity to actually complete. Staff those projects with people that are closest to the work that you're trying to improve or the product that you're trying to develop, and then get leadership supporting and enabling them in a way that they maximize their opportunity to succeed. And you maximize the opportunity to create progress. So by creating something that's of the highest strategic priority of the business, you give it meaning. By supporting and enabling them in a very intentional way, then you maximize your opportunity for progress. So when you create meaningful progress, then people are motivated to drive those projects forward. They start to see that they're making a difference in their workplace.
Amazing. Can I paraphrase that to get it really clear for me? Because a lot of projects sounds like a lot of work. So taking the highest intent of the organization and tying that to specific, small, manageable projects with an outcome that I can see this quarter. Putting people on top of those projects or running those projects that are dealing with that stuff every day, that primarily will know far more about that than me, Mr. CEO or Mrs. CEO. And then supporting and empowering them and giving them whatever they need, whilst continually making the progress that they're making visible so that they're seeing that their work is progressing the organisation, which then becomes meaningful for them, which then leads to more engagement by them, through them, such that they give more of themselves to the work. Yeah, amazing.
And that drives the business forward more.
Amazing.
And then you're doing the strategic business of the business in a very stepwise fashion. It's something that often CEOs, well, let's just say it more broadly, that business has gotten wrong for many, many years now, many, many decades, is strategy isn't something you have. Strategy is something you do. It should be something that's consistently and persistently driven forward as in response to the things that the business is doing and the change that's happening in the marketplace.